Hey, what's up you guys? It's Unusually Horrid, and I get a lot of eyeliner in my ipsy, like an ungodly amount of eyeliner in my ipsy, which I've recently changed my preference to hopefully stop that from happening so much because I have so much I don't know what to do with it, and I'm really picky on my eyeliner. So I thought today, my original plan, because I never look at the price of stuff that I get on my ipsy, like ever. So my original plan in my head was like, okay, I have all these eyeliners. Let's do a high-end, mid-end, like low-end, as far as like price goes, not necessarily quality. So then while I was doing my research for this video, turns out they're all the exact same price, except for the one that I bought myself, not the one that came in an ipsy. They're all within a $20-ish range. The most expensive one is $21. So I guess this is now a 5 versus 1, 5 $20 eyeliners versus one $9 eyeliner. And I'm gonna test them on their performance. I'm gonna give them a little performance exam. My requirements / points, what they get points for, what they get points deducted for. They get points for how easy they are to use. They get points for how well they go over shimmer. Those are the only two they gain points for. They pretty much lose points for everything else. So they lose points for bleeding, smudging, whether or not they're truly waterproof. So let's jump into it. Let's go on an eyeliner journey and see which $20 eyeliner is the best. Or is it the $9 eyeliner? We'll see. I'd like to think it's the $9, but this is the start of the video, so we'll see if I change my mind. Okay, so first up in our little eyeliner challenge today, we have on the list the KVD Tattoo Eyeliner that I just got in my July ipsy. This one is our top retail price. So this one retails at $21. So like I said, that's our highest price point. So let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna test all of these on the back of my hand, and then the winner is gonna go on my eye at the end of the video. So let's see. That's our initial test mark. This is what we'll see if it bleeds at all. So far, no. That's always a good sign. This one has a pretty easy drawability to it. I've been using this a lot since it came in my ipsy. I kind of really like it. I know Kat Von D has been kind of problematic in the past, but like I said, she doesn't own the company anymore, so I'm game to use the stuff. So I've been really enjoying this lately, but we'll see how it holds up to the rest of our eyeliners here. Let's go ahead and see how well it smudges, or should I say how well it doesn't smudge. If I'm looking for an eyeliner that smudges, it's a pencil eyeliner. I want my pen eyeliner to stay put. So let's see how well this stays. We're being honest here. So that's how well it stays. Good close up there. You can see some of the heart has come off a little bit, but overall, it has a pretty decent staying power. I mean, not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of my Naked Cosmetics shimmer powder that I got in my July bag. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the liner right over the shimmer. I wear a lot of shimmer eyeshadow, and I love a good dramatic cat eye, so it needs to be able to go over the shimmer well. It just has to. I've got my favorite brush that I pack my shimmers on, and I'm gonna dab this onto my hand, and we're gonna go ahead and see how well the liner goes over it. And that's so pretty. I just love that color. Let's just take a second to appreciate that. Love it. Okay. The initial swipe, not bad. Let's see. Okay, I can actually get a good couple of decent swipes over the shimmer, and that's really, truly important to me. So I don't really want to mess around with my camera too much and go a bunch of clips and do back and forth between the sink. So I have my makeup eraser here, nice and saturated, and we can go ahead and see just how waterproof they are. As you can see, this one comes off very easy with water. So maybe don't cry a lot wearing this one, but it goes over shimmer quite nicely. Okay, so as far as bleeding, it scores, what is my scoring system even? Let's say out of 10. Did it lose points for bleeding? No, so we're still out of 10. Did it lose points for smudging? I say it loses 2 points for smudging. So now we're at an 8. Waterproof? No. I'd say it loses 3 points for that. So we're at 5. Ease of use? I'll give it 2 more points. So now we're back at a 7. How well it goes over shimmer, I'd give it another 2 points. So we're back up to a 9 out of 10 people. KVD Tattoo Eyeliner scores a 9 in my book, so let's see if anyone else can beat that. I know I feel a little bit biased because I have been using it a lot recently, but I own all of these eyeliners, so would I be using it a lot if I didn't like it? No, I wouldn't. That's stupid. Okay, next on the list we've got Sexth Kitten by Tarte. Loki, I hate this name. High key. But anyway, let's get into it. I have realized I haven't showed you it. As much as I don't like the name, the packaging is super, super cute. It's got a little cat. And then it has the name. So the component, I'd give it, you know, a solid 8, because other than the cat, it's kind of boring, but the cat gives it a high score. I love cats, what can I say? We're all clean from our last waterproof test, so that's our initial swipe. Retro, as you can see, we've got lots of bleeding going on. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say it's gonna lose at least 3 points for bleeding, because nobody wants a bunch of lines in their crow's feet that they're inevitably gonna get. So bleeding is a no-go. It looks bad. Sorry, you lose 3 points. Let's see how well it can handle being smudged. I don't have high hopes right now. I said it lost 3 points before, because it just lost another 4, which means we're at a 2. Right off the bat. I'm like, okay, I'm drying my hand off with paper towel here. Maybe that was our issue. So now my hand's nice and dry. I'm gonna retry this. We still have lots of bleeding going on. Let's let it dry for a second. Let's give it a chance before the smudge test. While it's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and put my shimmer on. Okay, we've got the shimmer on now. I'm gonna test this. It's definitely still sitting at a 2 as far as the smudging goes, so let's see how it goes well over the shimmer. I don't think I've used this one, actually, because when I tested it, we had the same kind of results. Okay, so far the initial swipe over the shimmer is nice, but it's always about the second or third swipe. Okay, this one goes over shimmer decently. Okay, don't close it like that, because the cat ears will poke you. Ow. Well, okay, it's losing points for the shimmer because it's bleeding a lot over the shimmer, so not looking good. It is not looking good for this one. This one might actually wind up being the lowest score. Sad. Let's see how waterproof this is. Okay, so that's after like dripping the water. So sad. And it comes off quite easily. Except in all the areas that it bled, it wants to hang out. Okay, so, you know, my final score for this one, not high. It's just so disappointing because the cat is so cute, right? Like, I want to initially love something like that, but the bleeding on this one is incredible. I don't think I would ever actually use this one, so I'm sorry you get 1 point for having a cute cat. Sorry. 1 out of 10 for you. Do better, Tarte. Sorry. Next up, we have one of my favorite impulse buys. This one actually wasn't sent to me in Ipsy. This one I did pay for. But, okay, so I'm like a pretty decent Lady Gaga fan, and I was super excited when she was coming out with a makeup line, so of course I had to try her eyeliner. So next up is, of course, House Laboratories eyeliner. Now, I used this for a little bit just because I paid a lot of money for it, but I'm gonna be honest, I have a preference when it comes to how long my eyeliner tip is. And this one is pretty long. I like them more short, so I have more control. It's a fairly decent formula. I just don't like the felt tip on this one very much, but let's jump into it. Let's see how it compares to the other ones. Our initial swipe. It's pretty powerful, actually. Now, her claims are that you never have to like move it again to get the product going. You can just do it in one swipe, which I found to not be true whenever I was using this. As far as bleeding goes, you can hopefully see in that top boulder point corner, there's a little bit of bleeding, so it's gonna lose 1/2 of a point for me. So we're at a 9.5. Let's see the smudging. In some places it's worse than others. I'm gonna take it down 2 points for that. Let's see how well this bad boy does over some shimmer. Of course, we're gonna do our initial shimmer swipe. Decent, not too much bleeding. Again, still at that half point, just enough to be like, Lady Gaga, you can do better. But let's see how we keep going over shimmer. Not bad, not bad. Like I said, I used this one, when did I buy this? Like, it was around December, I believe, when I bought this, and I was using it a lot when I first bought it. So let's go ahead and let this dry for like 2 seconds, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and do our waterproof test. The initial dumping of the water, a mess. And as far as just taking it off with just water, quite easy. All these things, they claim to be waterproof. They're really not waterproof. Only one product ever that I have received in an ipsy or anything ever in the world, it did come in an ipsy, but I'm just saying in general, that was truly waterproof, was a mascara. And maybe I'll do a what's the best waterproof mascara and show you which one that is. I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna hold on to that secret and just watch out for that video. Unless I've done your makeup for a wedding, then you know which one I'm talking about because it is my go-to. Are you a crying bride because you want this mascara? Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next eyeliner. Next up from brand Sugar, we have the Wingman Waterproof Eyeliner. I don't know if I've really used this one a lot. I feel like this is just one that I randomly grabbed to do that inner corner whenever I do like lashes without eyeliner. So I don't think I've ever really like given this one a good like review rundown. I think I put it on the back of my hand once and then forgot about it. Off the bat, a nice short tip, which you know I like because it has more control. Okay, so our initial swipe test with the Sugar. We have bleeding people. Not a horrible amount. More than the House Laboratories, so I'm gonna take it down a full point for that. This is how it's smudged, so it's definitely losing a good 2 points for that. That was awful. That was a bad smudge. So clearly not impressed with the smudging on this one. Let's go ahead and get some shimmer on here and see how it does over that. Okay, so I've got it right here. The initial swipe looks clean. Okay, it does pretty well over the shimmer. I'll give it a point back for that. Okay, so I said it lost a full point for the bleeding. It's gonna lose 3 points for the smudging, so we're down 4 points. So we're at 6 out of 10. Okay, so we're gonna check the waterproofness of this one. Okay, so far this is the only one, and this is the only one that's branded also, I believe, as a waterproof, but this one's the only one so far that hasn't just completely ran. So it was at a 6. I'm gonna give it a good 1.5 for the waterproof. Well, we'll see how well it comes off with the... Okay, decently waterproof. We're giving it, it's back at 7.5. Decent over shimmer, decently waterproof. The bleeding's not bad, but the smudging is just awful. So 7.5 out of 10 on the Sugar Cosmetics Wingman Waterproof Eyeliner. Okay, so next up on our list, we have, I don't know exactly how to pronounce this, but I think it's Galactic, like Galactic? I could be wrong, but they're Precise Eyeliner Marker. This is another one that I kind of just, it sits on the side and I grab it to do that inner corner every now and then, but I feel like I haven't been impressed with it while using it for that. So let's see. Initial swipe. I'm gonna do a second one because that was over my knuckles. That looks kind of weird. Swipe. Okay, so off the bat, it's gonna lose 2 points for bleeding. So we're instantly at an 8. It smudged right off. I'm like trying to find a not sweaty part of my body to test this on. So I guess the like least sweaty area of me right now is my palm. There's still some smudging going on. It's still losing a couple points for that. So I'm gonna say it's at an 8 right now. Let's get this over some shimmer and we'll see how it does over that. Decent over shimmer. We'll put it back up in a, nope. It actually seems to be bleeding a lot more on the shimmer now. So initial swipes on the shimmer, yeah, it looks fine, but that is a lie. Give it time, because it's doing that. And that's not what we're looking for out of an eyeliner, is it, people? No, waterproof test. Not waterproof. Not waterproof in that sense, but it doesn't have an easy time coming off with water. So it's the annoying kind of waterproof where when you're trying to take your makeup off, it doesn't want to come off. But if you're crying or caught in the rain or on a water ride or something, yeah, it's not looking good for you. Okay, So the Galactic for me is going to get a 6 out of 10. I guess I would use it if I really had to. Okay, last on the list, we have the $9 eyeliner. This is the eyeliner that I've been using for quite some time. Now, this one and the KVD one are a little bit different than the rest. So the rest are mostly felt tip. This one and the KVD one have like a fibrous tip. So it's like multiple little hairs that come into a point like a tiny paintbrush rather than a sharp, which at first I didn't really like. I accidentally, I thought I was buying a different one when I bought this the first time, but then all my other eyeliners dried up or whatever expired, so I had to use this one because at the time I was super broke, and then I wound up falling in love with it. Bought it a couple times, so it's kind of like my go-to. So let's go ahead and test this one out. Initial swipe. We do get a little bleeding with this one, about the same as the Lady Gaga, so it's gonna lose half a point for that. So we're at a 9.5. Again, I said I'm gonna start doing the smudge test on my palm because it's a lot less sweaty. Okay. So the smudging on this one has been pretty good. I think I'm gonna go back and retest all of them on my palm to see how they really test. So as far as smudging, this one's been the best. So that half a point just came back. So we're at a 10 for this one. But let's see how this one works over shimmer, because sometimes it'll bleed over the shimmer and sometimes it doesn't want to stay working over the shimmer. Like the shimmer will dry out the fibers. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Well, I guess no, I would want it to happen this time, right? We're being honest here, we're being honest. We're waiting to see if it bleeds. Not too bad. And it did decent over the shimmer, but I know from experience that if I have a fully shimmer and I'm doing a big eyeliner, I do sometimes have to shake it up again before I use it. Now, let's go ahead and do our waterproof test. Garbage, losing 2 points for that. That one was really bad. That was actually, yeah, that one was the worst as far as just downpour waterproof. And this one comes up very easy with the makeup eraser. So that I'm gonna go ahead and say brings it down to an 8. So I'm gonna redo a little smudge swatch test for you, and then we'll kind of go in and get our final scores. I'm gonna go ahead and start swatching these on my palm. So I'm starting with a Galactic because it's what's in my hand. Next up, we've got the Sex Kitten from Tarte. I just want to give these a fair chance, and all of them smudged really bad. And when I did my first initial research smudge test, the results were quite different. So I'm gonna put the House Laboratories right underneath and the KVD Beauty right under that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and with the sugar right under. That way you'll also get a side-by-side comparison to really see compared how each one smudges. So, and then last but not least, the $9 NYX. Gonna go ahead and let that dry as much as I can. Okay, so now that we have this lovely little set of zebra stripes. Okay, so our losers for the smudge contest are the Galactic and KVD Beauty. So that actually kind of brings KVD's points down a little bit. The winners of the smudge contest are actually our House Laboratories, NYX, and Sugar did the best. So now that we have a more honest look at how they actually smudge, I think we can go ahead and give my final scores on these eyeliners. Okay, so the final scores on these eyeliners and which one I think is my favorite. So the Sex Kitten, I'll give it 2 points. It didn't smudge bad and it has a cute cat. So Sex Kitten, 2 points. Next up we have Galactic. This one was the worst smudge, not waterproof at all. And I feel like this one did bleed a lot as well. So this one I'm gonna go ahead and give a 3 out of 10. Anytime I grab it, I kind of regret it, even when I'm just using it for the inner corner. It absolutely failed the smudge test as well, so I'm not really here for it. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and give House Laboratories its final score of 7 out of 10. It does bleed a little bit, and I don't like the felt tip shape on this one, but it absolutely takes first place in the smudging, so 7 out of 10. I'm gonna go ahead and give the Sugar a 6 out of 10. Nothing really about it wows me. It did a decent job with not smudging, but it did bleed a little bit and it's just not my favorite. So that leaves us down to the two that are the most similar. I'm gonna go ahead and give NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner a 7 out of 10 because honestly it does bleed a lot and sometimes it leaves a lot of product on it first and you kind of have to know what you're doing or you're gonna get some serious bleed marks. So the winner is a controversial KVD tattoo eyeliner. I understand the hype now. I really do. It has very easy workability, it goes over shimmer nice, and it doesn't bleed that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this its 9 and go ahead and put it on to complete my little look here today. Alright, so I've gone ahead and put on the KVD eyeliner to complete my look today. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little informative video on what the best $20 eyeliner is to buy on the market and a $9 comparison. And if you're wondering which eyeliner to spend 20 bucks on, I would suggest the KVD eyeliner. And if you want something that's really close, that's way less expensive, go ahead and go with the NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to see more makeup tips. And have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Unusually Horrid out. Okay, bye!